Okay. Check, check. Maybe I could change the music real quick. Let's see what we got. What about this one? No, I like this one. Okay. Let's turn down the music. Make sure that it doesn't have words. Okay. Okay. Test, 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 test. Make sure that everything is working properly. And today it is First Kings chapters 6 to 15. Let's get right into it. First Kings chapter 6. And it came to pass in the 480th year after the children of Israel were come out of the land of Egypt, in the fourth year of Solomon's reign over Israel, in the month Ziph, which is the second month, that he began to build the house of the Lord, and the house which King Solomon built for the Lord. The length thereof was 60 cubits, and the breadth thereof 20 cubits, and the height thereof 30 cubits, and the porch before the temple of the house 20 cubits was the length thereof, according to the breadth of the house, and 10 cubits was the breadth thereof before the house. And for the house he made windows of narrow lights, and against the wall of the house he built chambers round about against the walls of the house round about, both of the temple and of the oracle, and he made chambers round about. The nethermost chamber was 5 cubits broad, and the middle was 6 cubits broad, and the third was 7 cubits broad. For without in the wall of the house he made narrow rests round about, that the beams should not be fastened in the walls of the house. And the house, when it was in building, was built of stone and made ready before it was brought together, so that there was neither hammer nor axe nor any tool of iron heard in the house while it was in building. The door for the middle chamber was in the right side of the house, and they went up with winding stairs into the middle chamber, and out of the middle into the third. So he built the house and finished it, and covered the house with beams and boards of cedar. And then he built chambers against all the house, 5 cubits high, and they rested on the house with timber of cedar. And the word of the Lord came to Solomon, saying, Concerning this house which thou art in building, if thou wilt walk in my statutes, and execute my judgments, and keep all my commandments to walk in them, then will I perform my word with thee, which I spake unto David thy father. And I will dwell among the children of Israel, and will not forsake my people Israel. So Solomon built the house and finished it, and he built the walls of the house within the boards of cedar, both the floor of the house and the walls of the ceiling, and covered them on the inside with wood, and covered the floor of the house with planks of fir. And he built 20 cubits on the side of the house, both the floor and the walls with boards and cedar. He even built them for it within, even for the oracle, even for the most holy place. And the house that is the temple before it was 40 cubits long, and the cedar of the house was within was covered with knops and open flowers, and all was cedar. There was no stone seen. And the oracle he prepared in the house within, to set there the ark of the covenant of the Lord. And the oracle of the forepart was 20 cubits in length, and 20 cubits in breadth, and 20 cubits in the height thereof. And he overlaid it with pure gold, and so covered the altar, which was of cedar. So Solomon overlaid the house within the pure gold, and he made a portion partition by the chains of the gold before the oracle, and he overlaid it with gold. And the whole house he overlaid with gold, until he finished all the house. Also the whole altar that was by the oracle he overlaid with gold. And within the oracle he made 2 cherubims of olive tree, each 10 cubits high, and 5 cubits was the one wing of the cherubim, and 5 cubits was the other wing of the cherubim. From the uttermost part of the one wing unto the uttermost part of the other were 10 cubits, and the other cherub was 10 cubits. Both the cherubims were of one measure of one size. The height of one cherub was 10 cubits, and so was it for the other cherub. And he set the cherubim within the inner house, and they stretched forth the wings of the cherubims, so that the wings of the one touched the one wall, and the wings of the other cherub touched the other wall, and their wings touched one another in the midst of the house. And he overlaid the cherubims with gold, and he carved all the walls of the house round about with carving figures of cherubims, and palm trees, and open flowers within and without. And the flower of the house he overlaid with gold, within and without. And for the entering of the oracle he made doors of olive tree. The lintel and side posts were 5th part of the wall. The 2 doors also were of olive tree, and he carved upon them carvings of cherubims and palm trees and open flowers, and overlaid them with gold, and spread gold upon the cherubims and upon the palm trees. So also made he for the door of the temple posts of olive tree, a 4th part of the wall, and the 2 doors were of fir tree, and 2 leaves of the one door were folding, and the 2 leaves of the other door were folding. And he carved thereon cherubims and palm trees and open flowers, and covered them with gold fitted upon the covered work. And he built the inner court with 3 rows of hewed stone, and a row of cedar beams. In the 4th year was the foundation of the house of the Lord laid, in the month of Ziph. And in the 11th year, in the month Bul, which is the 8th month, was the house finished throughout all the parts thereof, and according to all fashion of it. So was he 7 years in building it. Chapter 7. But Solomon was building his own house 13 years, and he finished all his house. He built also the house of the forest of Lebanon. The length thereof was 100 cubits, with a breadth thereof 50 cubits, and a height thereof 30 cubits, upon 4 rows of cedar pillars and cedar beams upon the pillars. And it was covered with cedar upon the beams that lay on 45 pillars, 15 in a row. And there were windows in 3 rows, and light was against light in the 3 ranks. And all the doors and posts were square, and with the windows and light was against light in 3 ranks. And he made a porch of pillars. The length thereof was 50 cubits, and the breadth thereof 30 cubits, and the porch was before them, and the other pillars and the thick beam were before them. And he made a porch for the throne, where he might judge, even the porch of judgment, and it was covered with cedar from one side of the floor to the other. And his house where he dwelt had another court within the porch, which was of the like work. Solomon made also a house for Pharaoh's daughter, whom he had taken to wife, like unto this porch. All these were of costly stones, according to the measures of hewed stones, sawed with saws, within and without, even from the foundation unto the coping, and so on the outside toward the great court. And the foundation was of costly stones, even great stones, stones of 10 cubits, and stones of 8 cubits, and above were costly stones after the measure of hewed stones and cedars. And the great court round about was with 3 rows of hewed stones, and a row of cedar beams, both for the inner court and of the house of the Lord, and for the porch of the house. And King Solomon sent and fetched Hiram out of Tyre. He was a widow's son of the tribe of Naphtali, and his father was a man of Tyre, a worker in brass. And he was filled with wisdom and understanding and cunning and work of all works in brass. And he came to King Solomon and wrought all his work. For he cast 2 pillars of brass for 18 cubits high apiece, and a line of 12 cubits did compass either of them about. And he made two chapiters of molten brass to set upon the tops of the pillars. The height of the one chapiter was 5 cubits, and the height of the other chapiter was 5 cubits. And nets of checker work and wreaths of chain work for the chapiters which were upon the top of the pillars, 7 for the one chapiter, and the 7 for the other chapiter. And he made the pillars and 2 rows round about upon the one network to cover the chapiters that were upon the top with pomegranates. So did he for the other chapiters. And chapiters that were upon the top of the pillars were a lily work in the porch 4 cubits. And the chapiters upon the 2 pillars had pomegranates also above. Over again the belly, which was the network, and the pomegranates, which were 200 in rows round about upon the other chapiter. And he set up the pillars in the porch of the temple. And he set up the right pillar and called the name thereof Jachin. And he set up the left pillar and called the name thereof Boaz. And upon the top of the pillars was lily work. So was the work of the pillars finished. And he made a molten sea 10 cubits from the one brim to the other. It was round all about, and his height was 5 cubits, and a line of 30 cubits did compass it round about. And under the brim of it round about there were knops, compassing it 10 in a cubit. Compassing the sea round about, and knops were cast in the 2 rows. When it was cast, it stood up 12 oxen, 3 looking towards the north, and 3 looking towards the west, and 3 looking towards the south, and 3 looking towards the east, and the sea was set above upon them, and all their hinder parts were inward. And it was on a hand breadth thick, and the brim thereof was wrought like the brim of a cup, with flowers of lilies. It contained 2,000 baths. And he made 10 bases of brass. 4 cubits was the length of one base, and 4 cubits the breadth thereof, and 3 cubits the height of it. And the work of the bases was on this manner. They had borders, and the borders were between the ledges. And on the borders that were between the ledges were lions, oxen, and cherubims. And upon the ledges there was a base above, and beneath the lions and oxen were certain additions made of thin work. And every base had 4 brazen wheels, and plates of brass, and 4 corners thereof had undersetters. Under the laver were undersetters molten at the side of every addition. And the mouth of it with the chapiters and above was a cubit. But the month thereof was round after the work of the base, a cubit and a half, and also upon the mouth of it were gravings with their borders 4 square, not round. And under the borders were 4 wheels. And the axle trees of the wheels were joined to the base, and the height of the wheel was a cubit and a half a cubit. And the work of the wheels was like the work of a chariot wheel. Their axle trees and their naves and their felloes and their spokes were all molten. And there were 4 undersetters to the 4 corners of one base, and the undersetters were of every base itself. And in the top of the base was there a round compass of a half a cubit high. And on the top of the base the ledges thereof and the border thereof were of the same. For on the plates of the ledges thereof and on the borders thereof he graved cherubims, lions, and palm trees, according to the proportion of every one, and additions around about. After this manner he made the 10 bases. All of them had one casting, one measure, and one size. Then made he 10 levers of brass. One lever contained 40 baths, and every lever was 4 cubits, and upon every one of the 10 bases 1 lever. And he put 5 bases on the right side of the house, and 5 on the left side of the house, and he set the seat on the right side of the house, eastward over against the south. And Hiram made the levers, and the shovels, and the basins. So Hiram made an end of doing all the work that he made King Solomon for the house of the Lord. The 2 pillars and the 2 bowls of the chapiters were on the top of the 2 pillars, and the 2 network to cover the 2 bowls of the chapiters, which were upon the top of the pillars, and 400 pomegranates for the 2 networks, even 2 rows of pomegranates for one network to cover the 2 bowls of the chapters that were upon the pillars, and the 10 bases and 10 levers of the bases, and 1 sea and 12 oxen under the sea, and the pots and the shovels and the basins and all the vessels which Hiram made to King Solomon for the house of the Lord were of bright brass. In the plain of Jordan did the king cast them, in the clay ground between Succoth and Zarthan. And Solomon left all the vessels unweighed, because they were exceeding many. Neither was the weight of the brass found out. And Solomon made all the vessels that pertained unto the house of the Lord, the altar of gold, and the table of gold, whereupon the shewbread was, and the candlestick of pure gold, 5 on the right hand side, and 5 on the left before the oracle, with the flour and the lamps and the tongues of gold, and the bowls and the snuffers, and the basins and the spoons, and the censers of pure gold, and the hinges of gold, both for the doors for the inner house, the most holy place, and for the doors of the house, to wit, of the temple. So was ended all the work that King Solomon made for the house of the Lord. And Solomon brought in the thing which David his father had dedicated, even the silver and the gold, and the vessels did he put among the treasures of the house of the Lord. Chapter 8. Then Solomon assembled the elders of Israel, and all the heads of the tribes, the chief of the fathers of the children of Israel, unto the king Solomon in Jerusalem, that they might bring up the ark of the covenant of the Lord out of the city of David, which is Zion. And all the men of Israel assembled themselves unto King Solomon, at the feast in the month Ethanim, which is the 7th month. And all the elders of Israel came, and the priests took up the ark, and they brought up the ark of the Lord, and the tabernacle of congregation, and all the holy vessels that were in the tabernacle. Even those did the priests and the Levites bring up. And King Solomon and all the congregation of Israel that were assembled unto him were with him before the ark, sacrificing sheep and oxen, that could not be told nor numbered for multitude. And the priests brought in the ark of the covenant of the Lord unto his place, into the oracle of the house, to the most holy place, even under the wings of the cherubims. For the cherubims spread forth 2 wings over the place of the ark, and the cherubims covered the ark and the staves thereof above. And they drew out the staves, that the ends of the staves were seen out in the holy place before the oracle. They were not seen without, and they are unto this day. There was nothing in the ark save the 2 tables of stone, which Moses put there at Horeb, when the Lord made a covenant with the children of Israel, when they came out of the land of Egypt. And it came to pass, when the priests were come out of the holy place, that the cloud filled the house of the Lord, so that the priests could not stand to minister because of the cloud, for the glory of the Lord had filled the house of the Lord. Then spake Solomon, the Lord said that he would dwell in the thick darkness. I have surely built thee a house to dwell in, a settled place for thee to abide in forever. And the king turned his face about, and blessed all the congregation of Israel. And all the congregation of Israel stood. And he said, Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, which spake with his mouth unto David my father, and hath with his hand fulfilled it, saying, Since the day that I brought forth my people Israel out of Egypt, I chose no city out of all the tribes of Israel to build a house, that my name might be therein, but I chose David to be over my people Israel. And it was in the heart of David my father to build a house for the name of the Lord God of Israel. And the Lord said unto David my father, Whereas it was in thine heart to build a house unto my name, thou didst well that it was in thine heart. Nevertheless thou shalt not build the house, but thy son that shall come forth out of thy loins, he shall build the house unto my name. And the Lord hath performed his word that he spake, and I am risen up in the room of David my father, and sit on the throne of Israel, as the Lord promised, and have built a house for the name of the Lord God of Israel. And I have set there a place for the ark, wherein is the covenant of the Lord, which he made with our fathers, when he brought them out of the land of Egypt. And Solomon stood before the altar of the Lord, in the presence of all congregation of Israel, and spread forth his hands towards heaven. And he said, Lord God of Israel, there is no God like thee, in heaven above or on earth beneath. who keepest covenant and mercy with thy servants, that walk before thee with all thy heart, who hast kept with thy servant David my father, that thou promised him. Thou speakest also with my mouth, and hast fulfilled it with thine hand, and it is this day. Therefore now, Lord God of Israel, keep with thy servant David my father, that thou promised him, saying, There shall not fail thee a man in my sight to sit on the throne of Israel, so that thy children take heed to their way, that they walk before me as thou hast walked before me. And now, O God of Israel, let thy word, I pray thee, be verified, which thou speakest unto thy servant David my father. But will God indeed dwell on the earth? Behold the heaven and earth, and the heaven, behold the heaven of heavens cannot contain thee. How much less this house that I have builded? Yet have thou respect unto the prayer of thy servant, and to his supplication, O Lord my God, to hearken unto the cry and to the prayer which thy servant prayeth before thee today, that thine eyes may open toward this house night and day, even toward the place of which thou hast said, My name shall be there, that thou mayest hearken unto the prayer which thy servant shall make toward the place. And hearken thou to the supplication of thy servant, and of thy people Israel. Then when they shall pray toward this place, and hear thou in heaven thy dwelling place, and when thou hearest, forgive. If any man trespass against his neighbor, and an oath be laid upon him to cause him to swear, and the oath came before thine altar in this house, then hear thou in heaven, and do and judge thy servants, condemning the wicked to bring his way upon his head, and justifying the righteous to give him according to his righteousness. When thy people Israel be smitten down before the enemy, because they have sinned against thee, and shall turn again to thee, and confess thy name, and pray and make supplication unto thee in this house, then hear thou in heaven, and forgive the sin of thy people Israel, and bring them again unto the land which thou gavest unto their fathers. When heaven is shut up, and there is no rain, because they have sinned against thee, if they pray towards this place and confess thy name, and turn from their sin, when thou afflictest them, then hear thou in heaven, and forgive the sin of thy servants, and of the people of Israel, that thou teach them the good way wherein they should walk, and give rain upon thy land which thou hast given to thy people for an inheritance. If there be in the land famine, if there be pestilence, blasting, mildew, locust, or if there be caterpillar, if their enemy besiege them in the land of their cities, whatsoever plague, whatsoever sickness there be, what prayer and supplication soever be made by any man, or by all thy people Israel, which shall know every man the plague of his own heart, and spread forth his hands towards this house, then hear thou in heaven thy dwelling place, and forgive and do and give to every man according to his ways, whose heart thou knowest, for thou, even thou only, knowest the hearts of all the children of men, that they may fear thee all the days that they live in the land which thou givest unto our fathers. Moreover, concerning a stranger that is not of thy people Israel, but cometh out of the far country for thy name's sake, for they shall hear of thy great name, and of thy strong hand, and of thy stretched out arm, when he shall come and pray toward this house. Hear thou in heaven thy dwelling place, and do according to all the stranger calleth to thee for, that all people of the earth may know thy name, to fear thee, as do thy people Israel, and that they may know that this house which I have builded is called by thy name. If thy people go out to battle against their enemy, whithersoever thou shalt send them, and shall pray unto the Lord toward the city which thou hast chosen, and toward the house that I have built for thy name, then hear thou in heaven their prayer and their supplication, and maintain their cause. If they sin against thee, for there is no man that sinneth not, and thou be angry with them, and deliver them to the enemy, so that they carry them away captives unto the land for the enemy of the enemy far or near. Yet if they shall bethink themselves in the land whither they were carried captives, and repent, and make supplication unto thee on the land of them that carried them captives, saying, We have sinned and have done perversely, we have committed wickedness, and so return unto thee with all their heart, and with all their soul in the land of their enemies, which led them away captive, and pray unto thee toward their land, which thou gavest unto their fathers, the city which thou hast chosen, and the house which I have built for thy name. Then hear thou their prayer, and their supplication in heaven, thy dwelling place, and maintain their cause, and forgive thy people that have sinned against thee, and all their transgressions wherein they have transgressed against thee, and give them compassion before them who carried them captive, that they may have compassion on them. For they be thy people and thy inheritance, which thou broughtest forth out of Egypt from the midst of the furnace of iron, that thine eyes may be open unto the supplication of thy servant, and unto the supplication of thy people Israel, to hearken unto them in all that they call for unto thee. For thou didst separate them from among all the people of the earth, so be thine inheritance as thou speakest by the hand of Moses thy servant, when thou broughtest our fathers out of Egypt, O Lord God. And it was so, that when Solomon had made an end of praying of all the prayers and supplication unto the Lord, he arose from before the altar of the Lord, from kneeling on his knees and his hands spread upon to heaven. And he stood and blessed all the congregation of Israel with a loud voice, saying, Blessed be the Lord that hath given rest unto his people Israel, according to all that he promised. There hath not failed one word of all his good promise, which he promised by the hand of Moses, his servant. The Lord our God be with us, as he was with our fathers. Let him not leave us nor forsake us, that he may incline our hearts unto him, to walk in all his ways, and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, which he commanded our fathers. And let these be my words wherewith I have made supplication before the Lord. Be nigh unto the Lord our God day and night, that he maintain the cause of his servant, and the cause of his people Israel, at all times as the matter shall require, that all the people of the earth may know that the Lord is God, and that there is none else. Let your heart therefore be perfect with the Lord our God, to walk in his statutes, and to keep his commandments as at this day. And the king and all Israel with him offered sacrifice before the Lord. And Solomon offered a sacrifice of peace offerings, which he offered unto the Lord, 22,000 oxen, and 120,000 sheep. So the king and all the children of Israel dedicated the house of the Lord. The same day did the king hollow the middle of the court that was before the house of the Lord, for there he offered burnt offerings, and meat offerings, and the fat of the peace offerings, because the brazen altar that was before the Lord was too little to receive the burnt offerings, and the meat offerings, and the fat of the peace offerings. And at that time Solomon held a feast, and all Israel with him, a great congregation from the entering in the Hamath into the river of Egypt, before the Lord our God, 7 days and 7 days, 7 days and 7 days, even 14 days. On the 8th day he sent the people away, and they blessed the king, and went unto their tents joyful and glad of heart, for all the goodness that the Lord hath done for David his servant, and for Israel his people. Chapter 9. And it came to pass, when Solomon had finished the building of the house of the Lord, and the king's house, and all Solomon's desire which he was pleased to do, that the Lord appeared to Solomon the second time, as he had appeared unto him in Gibeon. And said unto him, I have heard thy prayer and thy supplication that thou hast made before me. I have hallowed this house which thou hast built to put my name there forever, and mine eyes and my heart shall be there perpetually. And if thou wilt walk before me as David thy father walked in integrity of heart, and in uprightness to do according to all that I have commanded thee, and wilt keep my statutes and my judgments, then I will establish the throne of thy kingdom upon Israel forever, as I promised to David thy father, saying, There shall not fail thee a man upon the throne of Israel. But if ye shall at all turn from following me, ye or your children, and will not keep my commandments and my statutes, which I have set before you, but go and serve other gods, and worship them, then will I cut off Israel out of the land which I have given them, and this house which I have hallowed for my name will I cast out my sight, and Israel shall be a proverb and a byword among all people. And at this house which is high, every one that passeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss, and they shall say, Why hath the Lord done thus unto this land? And to this house, sorry, turn the page, and to this house, and they shall answer, Because they forsook the Lord their God, who brought forth their fathers out of the land of Egypt, and have taken hold upon their other gods, and have worshipped them, and served them. Therefore hath the Lord brought upon them all this evil. And it came to pass at the end of their 20 years, when Solomon had built 2 houses, and the house of the Lord, and the king's house. Now Hiram the king of Tyre had furnished Solomon with cedar trees and fir trees and with gold, according to all his desire. And then King Solomon gave Hiram 20 cities in the land of Galilee. And Hiram came out from Tyre to see the cities which Solomon had given him, and they pleased him not. And he said, What cities are these which thou hast given me, my brother? And he called them the land of Kabul unto this day. And Hiram sent to the king 60 talents of gold. And this is the reason of the levy which King Solomon raised, for to build the house of the Lord, and his own house, and Millo, and the wall of Jerusalem, and Hazor, and Megiddo, and Gezer. For Pharaoh king of Egypt had gone up and taken Gezer, and burnt it with fire, and slain the Canaanites that dwelt in the city, and given it for a present unto his daughter Solomon's wife. And Solomon built Gezer, and both Beth-horon, the nether, and Baaleth, and Tadmor, in the wilderness in the land, and all the cities of store that Solomon had, and cities of his chariots, and cities of his horsemen, and that which Solomon desired to build in Jerusalem, and in Lebanon, and in the land of his dominion. And all the people that were left of the Amorites, Hittites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites, which were not of the children of Israel, their children that were left after them in the land, whom the children of Israel also were not able utterly to destroy. Upon those did Solomon levy a tribute of bond service unto this day. But the children of Israel did Solomon make no bondmen, but they were men of war. And his servants, and his princes, and his captains, and rulers of his chariots, and his horsemen, these were the chief of the officers that were over Solomon's work, 550, which bare rule over the people that wrought in the work. But Pharaoh's daughter came up out of the city of David unto her house, which Solomon had built for her. Then did he build Millo, and 3 times in a year did Solomon offer burnt offerings and peace offerings upon the altar which he built unto the Lord. And he burnt incense upon the altar that was before the Lord. So he finished the house. And King Solomon made a navy of ships, and Ezion Geber, which is beside Eloth, on the shore of the Red Sea and the land of Edom. And Hiram sent in the navy his servants, shipmen that had knowledge of the sea, with the servants of Solomon. And they came to Ophir and fetched from thence gold 420 talents, and brought it to King Solomon. Chapter 10. And when the queen of Sheba heard the fame of Solomon concerning the name of the Lord, she came to prove him with hard questions. And she came to Jerusalem with a very great train, with camels that bare spices and very much gold and precious stones. And when she was come to Solomon, she communed with him of all that was in her heart. And Solomon told her all her questions. There was not anything hid from the king, which he told her not. And when the queen of Sheba had seen all Solomon's wisdom, and the house that he had built, and the meat of his table, and the sitting of his servants, and the attendance of his ministers, and their apparel, and his cupbearers, and his ascent by which he went up unto the house of the Lord, there was no more spirit in her. And she said to the king, It was a true report that I heard in my own land, of thy acts of thy wisdom, howbeit I believed not the words until I came, and mine eyes had seen it, and behold, the half was not told me. The wisdom and prosperity exceedeth the fame which I heard. Happy are thy men, happy are these thy servants, which stand continually before thee, and that hear thy wisdom. Blessed be the Lord thy God, which delighted in thee, to set thee on the throne of Israel, because the Lord loved Israel forever. Therefore made he thee king, to do judgment and justice. And she gave the king 120 talents of gold, and of spices very great store, and precious stones. There came no more such abundance of spices as these which the queen of Sheba gave to King Solomon. And the navy also of Hiram, that brought gold from Ophir, brought in from Ophir great plenty of almug trees and precious stones. And the king made of the almug trees pillars for the house of the Lord and for the king's house, harps also and psalteries for singers. There came no such among such almug trees, nor were seen unto this day. And King Solomon gave unto the queen of Sheba all her desire, whatsoever she asked, beside that which Solomon gave her of his royal bounty. So she turned and went to her own country, she and her servants. Now the weight of gold that came to Solomon in 1 year was 660 talents of gold, beside that he had of merchantmen and of the traffic of the spice merchants, and all the kings of Arabia, and the governors of the country. And King Solomon made 200 targets of beaten gold, 600 shekels of gold went to one target. And he made 300 shields of beaten gold, 3 pound of gold went to one shield. And the king of them put them in the house of the forest of Lebanon. Moreover, the king made a great throne of ivory, and overlaid it with the best gold. The throne had 6 steps, and the top of the throne was round behind. And there were stays on either side in the place of the seat, and 2 lions stood beside the stays, and 12 lions stood there on the one side and on the other upon the 6 steps. There was not the like made in any kingdom. And all King Solomon's drinking vessels were of gold, and all the vessels of the house of the forest of Lebanon were of pure gold. None were of silver. It was nothing accounted of in the days of Solomon. For the king had at sea a navy of Tarshish, with the navy of Hiram. Once in 3 years came the navy of Tarshish, bringing gold and silver, ivory and apes and peacocks. So King Solomon exceeded all the kings of the earth for riches and for wisdom. And all the earth sought to Solomon to hear his wisdom, which God had put in his heart. And they brought every man his present, vessels of silver, and vessels of gold, and garments, and armor, and spices, and horses, and mules, and rate year by year. And Solomon gathered together chariots and horsemen, and he had 1,400 chariots, and 12,000 horsemen, whom he bestowed in the cities for chariots, and with the king at Jerusalem. And the king made silver to be in Jerusalem as stones, and satyrs made it he to be as the sycamore trees that are in the vale for abundance. And Solomon had horses brought out of Egypt, and linen yarn. The king's merchants received the linen yarn at a price. And a chariot came up and went out of Egypt for 600 shekels of silver, and a horse of 150. And so for all the kings of the Hittites, and for the kings of Syria, did they bring them out by their means. Okay, that's 5 chapters. Real quick, I wanted to take a drink. Look ahead real quick. How many pages we got? Okay, like single page, or double page. Wait, no, single page and single page. Fair amount. But we got this. Hold on. This is one other thing I wanted to do before I continue. Okay. Okay. 1 Kings chapter 11. But King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites, of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, Ye shall not go in to them, neither shall they come in unto you, for surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clave unto these in love, and he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. For it came to pass when Solomon was old that his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not perfect, for the Lord had and his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God, and as was the heart of David his father. For Solomon went after Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Zidonians, and after Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites. And Solomon did evil in the sight of the Lord, and went not fully after the Lord, as did David his father. Then did Solomon build a high place for Chemosh, the abomination of Moab, and in the hill that is before Jerusalem, and for Molech, the abomination of the children of Ammon. And likewise did he for all his strange wives, which burnt incense and sacrifices unto their gods. And the Lord was angry with Solomon, because his heart was turned from the Lord God of Israel, which had appeared unto him twice, and had commanded him concerning this thing, that he should not go after other gods. But he kept not that which the Lord commanded. Wherefore the Lord said unto Solomon, Forasmuch as this is done of thee, and thou hast not kept my covenant and my statutes, which I have commanded thee, I will surely rend thy kingdom from thee, and will give it to thy servant. Notwithstanding, in the days I will not do it for David thy father's sake, but I will rend it out of the hand of thy son. Howbeit I will not rend away all the kingdom, but will give one tribe to thy son for David my servant's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake which I gave chosen. And the Lord stirred up an adversary unto Solomon, Hadad the Edomite. He was the king's seed in Edom. For it came to pass when David was in Edom, and Joab the captain of the host was gone up to bury the slain, after he had smitten every male in Edom. For 6 months did Joab remain there with all Israel, until he had cut off every male in Edom. That Hadad fled, he and certain Edomites of his father's servants with him, to go into Egypt, Hadad being yet a little child. And they arose out of Midian, and came to Paran, and they took men with them out of Paran, and they came to Egypt unto Pharaoh king of Egypt, which gave him a house, and appointed him victuals, and gave him land. And Hadad found great favor in the sight of the Pharaoh, so that he gave him to wife the sister of his own wife, the sister of Tahpenhes, the queen. And the sister of Tahpenhes bare him Genubeth, his son, whom Tahpenhes weaned in Pharaoh's house. And Genubath was in Pharaoh's household among the sons of Pharaoh. And when Hadad heard in Egypt that David slept with his fathers, and that Joab the captain of the host was dead, Hadad said to Pharaoh, Let me depart, that I may go to mine own country. Then Pharaoh said unto him, But what hast thou lacked with me? What that, behold, thou seekest to go to thine own country? And he answered, Nothing. Howbeit let me go in anywise. And God stirred him up another adversary, Rezon, the son of Eliadah, which fled from his lord, Hadadezer, king of Zobah. And he gathered men unto him, and became captain over the band which David slew them of Zobah. And they went to Damascus, and dwelt therein, and reigned in Damascus. And he was an adversary to Israel all the days of Solomon, beside the mischief that Hadad did, and he abhorred Israel, and reigned over Assyria. And Jeroboam the son of Nebat, an Ephrathite of Zereda, Solomon's servant, whose mother's name was Zeruah, a widow woman, even he lifted up his hand against the king. And this was the cause that he lifted up his hand against the king. Solomon built Millo, and repaired the breaches of the city of David his father. And the man Jeroboam was a mighty man of valor. And Solomon, seeing the young man that he was industrious, he made him ruler over all the charge of the house of Joseph. And it came to pass as the time when Jeroboam went out of Jerusalem, that the prophet Ahijah the Shilonite found him in the way, and he had clad himself with a new garment, and they two were alone in the field. And Ahijah caught the new garment that was on him, and rent it in 12 pieces. And he said to Jeroboam, Take thee 10 pieces, for thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, Behold, I will rend the kingdom out of the hand of Solomon, and will give 10 tribes to thee. But he shall have 1 tribe for my servant David's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake, the city which I have chosen out of all the tribes of Israel, because that they have forsaken me, and have worshipped Ashtaroth, the goddess of the Zidonians, Chemosh, the god of the Moabites, and Milcom, the god of the children of Ammon, and have not walked in my ways to do that which is right in mine eyes, and to keep my statutes and my judgments, as did David his father. Howbeit I will not take the whole kingdom out of his hand, but I will make him prince all the days of his life, for David my servant's sake, whom I chose, because he kept my commandments and my statutes. But I will take the kingdom out of his son's hand, and will give it unto thee, even 10 tribes. And unto his son will I give thee 1 tribe. And David my servant may have a light alway before me in Jerusalem, the city which I have chosen me to put my name there. I will take thee, and thou shalt reign according to all that thy soul desireth, and shalt be king over Israel. And it shall be, if thou wilt hearken unto all the command that I command thee, and wilt walk in my ways, and do that as is right in my sight, to keep my statutes and my commandments, as David my servant did, that I will be with thee, and build thee a sure house, as I built for David, and will give Israel unto thee. And I will be for this afflict the seed of David, but not forever. Solomon sought therefore to kill Jeroboam, and Jeroboam arose and fled into Egypt, unto Shishak, king of Egypt, and was in Egypt until the death of Solomon. And the rest of the acts of Solomon and all that he did, and his wisdom, are they not written in the book of the acts of Solomon? And the time that Solomon reigned in Jerusalem over all Israel was 40 years. And Solomon slept with his fathers, and was buried in the city of David, his father, and Rehoboam, his son, reigned in his stead. Quick personal take. I didn't expect Solomon to die this quickly. Chapter 12. And Rehoboam went to Shechem, for all Israel were come to Shechem to make him king. And it came to pass when Jeroboam the son of Nebat, who was yet in Egypt, heard of it, for he was fled from the presence of King Solomon, and Jeroboam dwelt in Egypt, that they sent and called him, and Jeroboam and all the congregation of Israel came and spake unto Rehoboam, saying, Thy father made our yoke grievous. Now therefore make thou the grievous service of thy father, and his heavy yoke, which he put upon us, lighter, and will serve thee. And he said unto them, Depart yet for 3 days, then come again to me. And the people departed. And King Rehoboam consulted with the old men that stood before Solomon his father while he yet lived, and said, How do ye advise that I may answer this people? And they spake unto him, saying, If thou wilt be a servant unto this people this day, and wilt serve them, and answer them, and speak good words to them, then they will be thy servants forever. But he forsook the counsel of the old men which they had given him, and consulted with the young men that were grown up with him, and which stood before him. And he said unto them, What counsel give ye, that ye may answer this people, who have spoken to me, saying, Make the yoke which thy father did put upon us lighter? And the young men that were grown up with him spake unto him, saying, Thus shalt thou speak unto the people that speak unto thee, saying, Thy father made our yoke heavy, but make thou it lighter unto us. Thus shalt thou say unto them, My little finger shall be thicker than my father's loins. And now whereas my father did lade you with heavy yoke, I will add to your yoke. My father hath chastised you with whips, but I will chastise you with scorpions. So Jeroboam and all the people came to Rehoboam the 3rd day, as the king had appointed, saying, Come to me again the 3rd day. And the king answered the people roughly, and forsook the old men's counsel that they gave him, and spake to them after the counsel of the young men, saying, My father made your yoke heavy, and I will add to your yoke. My father also chastised you with whips, and I will chastise you with scorpions. Wherefore the king hearkened not unto the people, for the cause was from the Lord, that he might perform his saying, which the Lord spake by Ahijah the Shilonite unto Jeroboam the son of Nebat. So when all Israel saw that the king hearkened not unto them, the people answered the king, saying, What portion have we in David? Neither have we inheritance in the son of Jesse. To the tents, O Israel, now see to thine own house, David. So Israel departed unto their tents. But as for the children of Israel which dwelt in the cities of Judah, Rehoboam reigned over them. Then King Rehoboam sent Aboram, who was over the tribute, and all Israel stoned him with stones, and he died. Therefore King Rehoboam made speed to get him up to his chariot to flee to Jerusalem. So Israel rebelled against the house of David unto this day. And it came to pass, when all Israel heard that Jeroboam was come again, that they sent and called him unto the congregation, and made him king over all Israel. There was none that followed the house of David, but the tribe of Judah only. And when Rehoboam was come to Jerusalem, he assembled all the house of Judah with the tribe of Benjamin, 180,000 chosen men, which were warriors to fight against the house of Israel, to bring the kingdom again to Rehoboam the son of Solomon. But the word of God came unto Shemaiah, the man of God, saying, Speak unto Rehoboam the son of Solomon, king of Judah, and unto all the house of Judah and Benjamin, and to the remnant of the people, saying, Thus said the Lord, ye shall not go up nor fight against your brethren, the children of Israel. Return every man to his house, for this thing is from me. They hearkened therefore to the word of the Lord, and returned to depart, according to the word of the Lord. Then Jeroboam built Shechem in Mount Ephraim, and dwelt therein, and went out from thence and built Penuel. And Jeroboam said in his heart, Now shall the kingdom return to the house of David. If this people go up to do sacrifice in the house of the Lord at Jerusalem, then shall the heart of the people turn again unto their Lord, even unto Rehoboam king of Judah, and they shall kill me, and go again to Rehoboam king of Judah. Whereupon the king took counsel, and made 2 calves of gold, and said unto them, It is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. Behold thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt. And he set the one in Bethel, and the other put he in Dan. And this thing became a sin, for the people went to worship before the one, even unto Dan. And he made a house of high places, and made priests of the lowest of the people, which were not of the sons of Levi. And Jeroboam obtained a feast in the 8th month of the 15th day of the month, like unto the feast that is in Judah. And he offered upon the altar, so did he in Bethel, sacrificing unto the calves that he had made. And he placed in Bethel the priest of the high places which he had made. So he offered upon the altar which he had made in Bethel the 15th day of the 8th month, even in the month which he had devised of his own heart, and ordained a feast unto the children of Israel. And he offered upon the altar and burnt incense. Chapter 13. And behold, there came a man of God out of Judah by the word of the Lord unto Bethel, and Jeroboam stood by the altar to burn incense. And he cried against the altar in the word of the Lord, and said, hold on. O altar, thus said the Lord, Behold, a child shall be born unto the house of David, Josiah by name, and upon thee shall he offer the priest of the high places that burn incense upon thee, and men's bones shall be burnt upon thee. And he gave a sign the same day, saying, This is the sign which the Lord hath spoken. Behold, the altar shall be rent, and the ashes that are upon it shall be poured out. And it came to pass, when King Jeroboam heard the saying of the man of God, which had cried against the altar in Bethel, that he put forth his hand from the altar, saying, Lay hold on him. And his hand which he put forth against him dried up, so that he could not pull it in again to him. The altar also was rent, and the ashes poured out from the altar, according to the sign which the man of God had given by the word of the Lord. And the king answered and said unto the man of God, Entreat now the face of the Lord thy God, and pray for me, that my hand may be restored me again. And the man of God besought the Lord, and the king's hand was restored him again, and became as it was before. And the king said unto the man of God, Come home and with me, and refresh thyself, and I will give thee a reward. And the man of God said unto the king, If thou wilt give me half thine house, I will not go in with thee. Neither will I eat bread nor drink water in this place. For so was it charged me by the word of the Lord, saying, Eat no bread nor drink water, nor turn again by the same way that thou comest. So he went another way, and returned not by the way that he came to Bethel. Now there dwelt an old prophet in Bethel, and his sons came and told him all the works that the men of God had done that day in Bethel. The words which he had spoken unto the king, them they told also to their father. And their father said unto them, What way went he? For his sons had seen what way the men of God went, which came from Judah. And he said unto the sons, Saddle me the ass. So they saddled him the ass, and he rode thereon. and went after the man of God, and found him sitting under the oak. And he said unto him, Art thou the man of God that comest from Judah? And he said, I am. Then he said unto him, Come home with me, and eat bread. And he said, I may not return with thee, nor go in with thee, neither will I eat bread nor drink water with thee in this place. For it was said to me by the word of the Lord, Thou shalt not eat bread, nor drink water there, nor turn again to go by the way that thou camest. He said unto him, I am a prophet also as thou art. And an angel spake unto me by the word of the Lord, saying, Bring him back with thee into thine house, that he may eat bread and drink water. But he laid unto him. So he went back with him, and did eat bread in his house, and drank water. And it came to pass, as they sat at the table, that the word of the Lord came unto the prophet that brought him back. And he cried unto the man of God that came from Judah, saying, Thus said the Lord, Forasmuch as thou hast disobeyed the mouth of the Lord, and hast not kept the commandment which the Lord thy God commanded thee, but camest back, and hast eaten bread, and drunk water in the place of which the Lord did say to thee, Eat no bread, and drink no water. Thy carcass shall not come unto the sepulchre of thy fathers. And it came to pass, after he had eaten bread, and after he had drunk, that he saddled him for him the ass, to wit, for the prophet, which he had brought back. And when he was gone, a lion met him by the way, and slew him, and his carcass was cast in the way. And the ass stood by, and the lion also stood by the carcass. And behold, men passed by, and saw the carcass cast in the way, and the lion standing by the carcass. And they came and told it in the city where the old prophet dwelt. And when the prophet that brought him back from the way heard thereof, he said, It is the man of God who was disobedient unto the word of the Lord. Therefore the Lord hath delivered him unto the lion, which hath torn him and slain him, according to the word of the Lord which he spake unto him. And he spake to his sons, saying, Saddle me the ass, and they saddled him. And he went and found his carcass cast in the way, and the ass and the lion standing by the carcass. The lion had not eaten the carcass, nor torn the ass. And the prophet took up the carcass of the man of God, and laid it upon the ass, and brought it back. And the old prophet came to the city to mourn and to bury him. And he laid his carcass in his own grave. And they mourned over him, saying, Alas, my brother! And it came to pass, after he had buried him, that he spake to his sons, saying, When I am dead, then bury me in the sepulchre wherein the man of God is buried. Lay my bones beside his bones. For the saying which he cried by the word of the Lord against the altar in Bethel, and against all the houses of the high places, which are in the cities of Samaria, shall surely come to pass. After this thing, Jeroboam returned not from his evil way, but made again of the lowest of the people priests of the high places, whosoever would be consecrated him, and he became one of the priests of the high places. And this thing became sin unto the house of Jeroboam, even to cut it off, and to destroy it from off the face of the earth. Chapter 14. At that time Abijah the son of Jeroboam fell sick. And Jeroboam said to his wife, Arise, I pray thee, and disguise thyself, that thou be not known to be thy wife of Jeroboam, and get thee to Shiloh. Behold, there is Ahijah the prophet, which told me that I should be king over this people. And take with thee 10 loaves, and cracknels, and cruse of honey, and go to him, and he shall tell thee what shall become of the child. And Jeroboam's wife did so, and arose and went to Shiloh, and came to the house of Ahijah. But Ahijah could not see, for his eyes were set by the reason of his age. And the Lord said unto Ahijah, Behold, the wife of Jeroboam cometh to ask a thing of thee for her son, for he is sick. Thus and thus shalt thou say unto her. For it shall be, when she cometh in, that she shall feign herself to be another woman. And it was so, When Ahijah heard the sound of her feet as she came in at the door, that he said, "Come in, thou wife of Jeroboam. Why feignest thou thyself to be another? For I am sent to thee with heavy tidings. Go tell Jeroboam, thus said the Lord God of Israel, forasmuch as I exalted thee from among the people, and made thee princes over my people Israel, and rent the kingdom away from the house of David, and gave it thee, and yet thou hast not been as my servant David, who kept my commandments, and who followed me with all his heart, to do that only which was right in mine eyes, but hast done evil above all before thee. For thou hast gone and made thee other gods, and molten images to provoke me to anger, and hast cast me behind thy back. Therefore, behold, I will bring up evil upon the house of Jeroboam, and will cast off from Jeroboam him that passeth against the wall, and him that is shut up and left in Israel, and will take away the remnant of the house of Jeroboam, as a man taketh away dung till it all be gone. Him that dieth of Jeroboam in the city shall the dogs eat, and him that dieth in the fields shall the fowls of the air eat. For the Lord hath spoken it. Arise thou therefore, go get thee to thine own house, and when the feet enter the city, the child shall die, and all Israel shall mourn for him, and bury him, for he only of Jeroboam shall come to the grave, because in him there is found some good thing toward the Lord God of Israel in the house of Jeroboam. Moreover, the Lord shall arise him up a king over Israel, who shall cut off the house of Jeroboam that day. But what, even now? For the Lord shall smite Israel, and as a reed is shaken in the water, and he shall root up Israel out of For the Lord shall smite Israel, and a reed is shaken in the water, and he shall root up Israel out of this good land, which he gave to their fathers, and shall scatter them beyond the river, because they have made their graves, provoking the Lord to anger. And he shall give Israel up because of the sins of Jeroboam, who did sin, and who made Israel to sin. And Jeroboam's wife arose and departed and came to Tirzah. And when she came to the threshold of the door, the child died. And they buried him, and all Israel mourned for him, according to the word of the Lord, which he spake by the hand of his servant Ahijah, the prophet. And the rest of the acts of Jeroboam, how he warred and how he reigned, behold, they were written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel. And the days of Jeroboam reigned were 22 years, and he slept with his fathers, and Nadab his son reigned in his stead. And Rehoboam the son of Solomon reigned in Judah. Rehoboam was 41 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 17 years in Jerusalem, the city which the Lord did choose out of all the tribes of Israel, to put his name there, and his mother's name was Naamah, an Ammonitess. And Judah did evil in the sight of the Lord, and they provoked him to jealousy with their sins which they had committed, above all that their fathers had done. For they also built them high places and images, and groves on every high hill, and under every green tree. And there were also Sodomites in the land, and they did according to all the abominations of the nations which the Lord cast out before the children of Israel. And it came to pass in the 5th year of the king Rehoboam, that Shishak, the king of Egypt, came up against Jerusalem, and he took away the treasures of the house of the Lord, and the treasures of the king's house. He even took away all the shields of gold which Solomon had made. And King Rehoboam made in their stead brazen shields, and committed them unto the hands of the chief of the guard, which kept the door of the king's house. And it was so, when the king went into the house of the Lord, that the guard bare him, brought them back into the guard chamber. Now the rest of the acts of Rehoboam, and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? And there was war between Rehoboam and Jeroboam all their days. And Rehoboam slept with his fathers, and was buried with his fathers, in the city of David. And his mother's name was Naamah, and an Ammonitis. And Abijam, his son, reigned in his stead. Chapter 15. Now in the 18th year of King Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, reigned Abijam over Judah. 3 years reigned he in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Maachah, the daughter of Abishalom. And he walked in all the sins of his father, which he had done before him. And his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God, as the heart of David his father. Nevertheless, for David's sake did the Lord his God give him a lamp in Jerusalem to set up his son after him, and to establish Jerusalem. Because David did that which was right in the eyes of the Lord, and turned not aside from anything that he commanded him all the days of his life, save only in the matter of Uriah the Hittite. And there was war between Rehoboam and Jeroboam all the days of his life. Now the rest of the acts of Abijam, and all that he did, are they not written in the books of the chronicles of the king of Judah? And there was war between Abijam and Jeroboam, and Abijam slept with his fathers, and they buried him in the city of David, and Asa his son reigned in his stead. And in the 20th year of Jeroboam king of Israel reigned Asa over Judah, and 41 years reigned he in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Maachah, the daughter of Abishalom. And Asa did that which was right in the eyes of the Lord, as did David his father. And he took away the Sodomites out of the land, and removed all the idols that his father had and made. And also Maachah his mother, even her he removed from being queen, because she made an idol in a grove. And Asa destroyed the idol, and burnt it by the brook Kidron. And the high place were not removed. Nevertheless, Asa's heart was perfect with the Lord all his days. And he brought in the things which his father had dedicated, and the things which himself had dedicated unto the house of the Lord, silver and gold and vessels. And there was war between Asa and Baasha, king of Israel, all their days. And Baasha, king of Israel, went up against Judah, and built Ramah, that he might not suffer any to go out or come in to Asa king of Judah. Then Asa took all the silver and the gold that were left in the treasures of the house of the Lord, and the treasures of the king's house, and delivered them into the hand of his servants. And King Asa sent them to Ben-Hadad, the son of Tebrimon, the son of Hezion, king of Syria, that dwelt in Damascus, saying, There's a league between me and thee, and between me my father and thy father. Behold, I have sent unto thee a present of silver and gold. Come and break thy league with Baasha, king of Israel, that he may depart from me. So Ben-Hadad hearkened unto the king Asa, and sent the captains of the hosts which he had against the cities of Israel, and smote Ijon, and Dan, and Abel-Beth-Maachah, and all Kinneroth, which all the land of Naphtali, with all the land of the Naphtali. And it came to pass, when Baasha heard thereof, that he left off building of Ramah, and dwelt in Tirzah. Then King Asa made a proclamation throughout all Judah. None was exempted, and they took away the stones of Ramah, and the timber thereof, wherewith Baasha had builded. And King Asa built with them Geba of Benjamin and Mizpah. The rest of all the acts of Asa, and all his might, and all that he did, and the cities which he built, are they not written in the book of the chronicles of the kings of Judah? Nevertheless, in the time of his old age, he was diseased in his feet, and Asa slept with his fathers, and was buried with his fathers in the city of David his father. And Jehoshaphat, his son, reigned in his stead. And Nadab, the son of Jeroboam, began to reign over Israel in the 2nd year of Asa, king of Judah, and reigned over Israel 2 years. And he did evil in the sight of the Lord, and walked in the ways of his father, and in his sin wherewith he made Israel to sin. And Baasha the son of Ahijah, of the house of Issachar, conspired against him, and Baasha smote him at Gibbethon, which belonged to the Philistines, for Nadab. And all Israel laid siege to Gibbethon. Even in the 3rd year of Asa king of Judah did Baasha slay him, and reigned in his stead. And it came to pass when he reigned, that he smote all the house of Jeroboam. He left not to Jeroboam any that breathed, until he had destroyed him, according unto the saying of the Lord, which he spake by the servant Ahijah the Shilonite. Because of the sins of Jeroboam which he sinned, and which he made Israel sin, by his provocation wherewith he provoked the Lord God of Israel to anger. Now the rest of the acts of Nadab, and all that he did, are they not written in the book of Chronicles of the kings of Israel? And there was war between Asa and Baasha, king of Israel, all their days. In the 3rd year of Asa king of Judah began Baasha the son of Ahijah to reign over all Israel in Tirzah 24 years. And he did evil in the sight of the Lord, and walked in the way of Jeroboam, and in his son, and in his sin, wherewith he made Israel to sin. Now we're skipping through a whole bunch of kings, as the book is called Kings. Okay, that's it for today. Now for tomorrow, 18 to 20, it's somewhat lengthy. And then 21 to 25. Oh, it's 21 until the end. Wait. How do I have listed this? How did I list this in my notes? Okay, so tomorrow is actually very, very long. It's going to be a very long day tomorrow with reading this. Mainly because I'm finishing all of 1st Kings. From chapter 16 to chapter 22. And then I'm reading chapters 1 through 5 of 2nd Kings. Which don't seem as long. But still somewhat lengthy. So tomorrow is going to be a very lengthy, girthy day of Bible reading. Possibly even 2 hours. But for today, we're good. Tomorrow we're finishing 1st Kings, moving on to 2nd Kings. Honestly, I'm now getting the understanding of what Kings is about. As in, I was very interested in the story of Solomon, but it seemed much shorter than I expected. I expected maybe Chronicles actually explains more of it. Because then afterwards, I do have all of Chronicles to go through. After Kings. Which is sort of an expansion onto the Kings. As Kings itself keeps repeating. That in detail, Chronicles sort of explains things in detail. But once I get past all that, all the Kings, all the Chronicles, then it's going to be the prophets. Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job. Who else is a prophet? I don't know if Ecclesiastes is a prophet. And Song of Songs, I think, is a song. Isaiah is. Jeremiah. Ezekiel. Daniel. Hosea. Joel. Amos. Obadiah. Jonah. Micah. Nahum. Habakkuk. Zephaniah. Haggai. Zechariah. Malachi. And then obviously there's also Psalms and Proverbs and other singing things. Okay. Let's dive into Final Fantasy. So, for today, how much of Final Fantasy do I want to do today? Oh, I guess I'm gonna just do the simple daily stuff. Mainly because I gotta get to Genshin. I gotta get to Genshin and start dissecting Genshin. Probably dissect Genshin until like later in the evening. Whoops, wrong thing. So I'm not gonna do the tribes today. Let me get a pen. Neither am I gonna do main scenario or whatever the other thing is. I'm mostly just gonna grab the treasure, just so I'm not enticed by those things. I'm gonna do it before 11. Grab the treasure. Don't actually open the treasure. Just grab it. I'm gonna skip the island. It should be good enough to sit on its own. I've got the house too. Quickly redo. Then check the squad and the actions and adventures. Water the plants. My main goal today is to get to Genshin. And not to stick around here too long. Nor to stick around in Honkai Impact. I mean, Honkai Star Rail. For too long. Wait a minute. Oh, whatever. House is good. Squad is still gotta check. Ventures and actions are good. Let's go check the squad. I'm hoping to get a whole bunch of Genshin today done. So then tomorrow I can focus on... with also Baldur's Gate at the end of the day. Which then I hope to... tomorrow to focus a bit more on Final Fantasy. With also Baldur's Gate at the end of the day. And then on Friday, focus more on Honkai Star Rail. We'll see how it works out. Okay, squad is no longer needed. Okay. No, don't think on it too hard. Just keep going. Finish the game. Moving on to Honkai Star Rail. No, where did it go? There we go. Okay, now for this game, I'm gonna jump into spending Trailblazer power. And while it's doing that, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Oof, I think it's going overboard. Oh, hold on. Also, make sure that this is restarted. So I can't tell if this is just once I reach the limits at the bottom, that they'll just be like, okay, that's it. Most likely, because I'm getting gems out of it. You can't have me grabbing gems all the time. What am I doing? I guess we could grab... Yeah, grab you. Okay, let this run. I'll be right back.
悲なし立ち切る
いや蝶と共に散れスターレイファントム
泣いてよここへ
立ちなさい
さまつな傷
厄介を避けん亡者再臨
落ち着いてさようなら次
陛下に慈悲なし
立ちなさい
立ち切る泣いてよここへ
次いや蝶と共に散れスターレイファントム落ち着いて
亡者再臨
次いや蝶と共に散れスターレイファントム
厄介を避けん償いたまえ
立ちなさいさようならいや落ち着いて
亡者再臨
面白いさようなら
陛下に慈悲なし立ち切る 陛下に慈悲なし。
いいや蝶と共に散れスターレイファントム。落ち着いて。
大事に。
次
泣いてよここへ。
厄介を避けん。
大事に。
さようなら。
タッチキル。
立ちなさい。蝶と共に散れスターレイファントム。次
天使を授けん。償いたまえ。亡者再臨。
陛下に慈悲なし。
落ち着いて。はあは
泣いてよここへ。
立ちなさい。さようなら。
厄介を避けん。亡者再臨。
次落ち着いて。蝶と共に散れスターレイファントム。
陛下に慈悲なし。タッチキル。泣いてよここへ。
いいや立ちなさい。
天使を授けん。亡者再臨。
さようなら。
陛下に慈悲なし。タッチキル。
落ち着いて。次蝶と共に散れスターレイファントム。さようなら。立ちなさい。は
厄介を避けん。亡者再臨。
落ち着いて。さようなら。
Two more?
逃げたくないわ。
泣いてよここへ。
いいや蝶と共に散れスターレイファントム。
I do want to do some simulated universe
立ちなさい。
after this.
大丈夫。問題。亡者再臨。
陛下に慈悲なし。タッチキル。
天使を授けん。償いたまえ。
次落ち着いて。 立ちなさい。はあはっ、蝶と共に散れ、スターレイファントム。
亡者再臨。
さようなら。
泣いてよ、ここへ。
出たくないわ。
陛下に慈悲なし。
いいやっ、立ちなさい。
タッチキル。大事
厄介を避けん。亡者再臨。
さようなら。
泣いてよ、ここへ。
落ち着いて。次、蝶と共に散れ、スターレイファントム。さようなら。立ちなさい。はあは
天使を授けん。亡者再臨。
落ち着いて。はっ、さようなら。
There we go. Here, let's let's do the mission. It's T again. Salvage a relic. When do I ever need defense? I've never seen a character that needs defense. Okay.
Opa.
Honkai Star Rail. So for today, today's day 109. Today's Wednesday, right? Wait, it's the 27th? Yeah, it's wait, what? It's 110. Okay, Trailblazer powers used. Assignments are reset. No texts. Daily mission, daily training. Let's go do Pom Pom real quick. And then I'll do Simulated Universe. 2 runs of Simulated Universe just to finish it for the week.
さっき姫子さんやいずれにしてもベロブルしかしどうやら
3 days. Hmm, 4 days. Okay, let's go for it. Wait. Yes, yes. We're gonna do... fire, I guess? Maybe this would be more useful. Oh, wait a minute. Go back. Never mind. Oh, wait, I also wanted to try and... What about you? Ooh. Why are you recommending this? Yeah, I guess let's go for this team. I'm going to be doing abundance, so hopefully I don't die.
Ski だらけタッチキル
亡者再臨。炎の槍を断ち切れ。
蝶と共に散れスターレイファントム。
陛下に慈悲なし
はっ
泣いてよここへタッチキル
はっはっ次蝶と共に散れスターレイファントム。
陛下に慈悲なし
いやっ
ランス戦闘準備。
うっとうしいわね。は
内定よ、ここへ。
Ah, am I gonna get no pings?
俺が守る。陛下に慈悲なし。タッチ、キル。
Whatever. I don't get any of them.
いや。退陣するときは慎重に機を待てばいい。
亡者再臨。炎の槍を断ち切れ。
蝶と共に散れ、スターレイファントム。
タッチ、キル。陛下に慈悲なし。内定よ、ここへ。タッチ、キル。
天使を授けん。償いたまえ。亡者再臨。
陛下に慈悲なし。
次、蝶と共に散れ、スターレイファントム。
炎の槍を断ち切れ。
内定よ、ここへ。陛下に慈悲なし。タッチ、キル。
厄介を避けん。亡者再臨。
Nice. Yeah, I don't have any. Maybe I should do Branya instead. Oops, wrong thing.
機を逃してはならない。内定よ、ここへ。
守るべき者のために打ち崩せ。いや蝶と共に散れ、スターレイファントム。
Yes.
我に力を。
亡者再臨。
次。
泣いてよここへ。
我に力を。守るべき者のために打ち崩せ。いや蝶と共に散れ。スターレイファントム。
Come on. There we go. Abundance.
Key を逃してはならない。陛下に慈悲なし。
我に力を。次。
タッチキル。
いや蝶と共に散れ。スターレイファントム。
律令がごった。泣いてよここへ。
我に力を。次。
亡者再臨。
退陣するときは慎重に機を待てばいい。
守るべき者のために打ち崩せ。
亡者再臨。
Okay.
蝶と共に散れ。
I'm watching a video of how important exercise is, and I really want to get up and do some sit-ups.
タッチキル。
天使を授けん。償いたまえ。
陛下に慈悲なし。
我に力を。
亡者再臨。
泣いてよここへ。
我に力を。蝶と共に散れ。スターレイファントム。
陛下に慈悲なし。タッチキル。
我に力を。守るべき者のために打ち崩せ。
泣いてよここへ。
大丈夫、問題はない。亡者再臨。
我に力を。
陛下に慈悲なし。
天使を授けん。償いたまえ。亡者再臨。
我に力を。いや
大丈夫、問題はない。
蝶と共に散れスターレイファントム。
タッチキル。
Nice. Yeah, I could do a reroll. Oh. Oh, I'm gonna discard that. Ah, I guess I grabbed that. Anything I could enhance? Let's just do that, I guess.
前方に
大丈夫、問題は
好
ない。
敵手に出会ったか。タッチキル。
守るべき者のために打ち崩せ。
亡者再臨。
蝶と共に散れスターレイファントム。我に力を。いや次はっ蝶と共に散れスターレイファントム。
泣いてよここへ。
我に力を。次
亡者再臨。
陛下に慈悲なし。タッチキル。
我に力を。蝶と共に散れスターレイファントム。 守るべき者のために打ち崩せ。いや蝶と共に散れスターレイファントム。
泣いてよここへ。
我に力を。いや
亡者再臨。
蝶と共に散れスターレイファントム。
陛下に慈悲なし。
我に力を。次
タッチキル。
いや
泣いてよここへ。
What size polos do I
守
wear?
るべき者のために打ち崩せ。蝶と共に散れスターレイファントム。
厄介を避けん。亡者再臨。
次
陛下に慈悲なし。タッチキル。
我に力を。蝶と共に散れスターレイファントム。
大丈夫、問題はない。
泣いてよここへ。
いや我に力を。いや
天使を授けん。
守るべき者のために打ち崩せ。
亡者再臨。
蝶と共に散れスターレイファントム。
This is phase 2. We're doing pretty good.
陛下に慈悲なし。
The phase 3 is the one I usually die on.
タッチキル。
我に力を。いや
泣いてよここへ。
亡者再臨。
我に力を。蝶と共に散れスターレイファントム。
大丈夫、問題はない。
大事な。陛下に慈悲なし。
いや
厄介を避けん。償いたまえ。亡者再臨。
タッチキル。
我に力を。守るべき者のために打ち崩せ。
泣いてよここへ。
力を。いや、
陛下に慈悲なし。
Just with.
切る。
Oh, do I have a ruler?
蝶と共に散れ、スターレイファントム。
亡者再臨。天使を授けん。
No! Bronya's dead. Please. Aw, we're gonna all die. Here, let me do this one more time. And this time actually grabbing the rewards. Let me think. Maybe I could do fire instead.
「私に続く」「タッチ切る」
亡者再臨。
人間は星空を掌握する欲望を隠さない。私もよ。
風の音か。
発目して待とう。償いたまえ。
陛下に慈悲なし。
蝶と共に散れ、スターレイファントム。
気を逃してはならない。タッチ切る。
蝶と共に散れ、スターレイファントム。
タッチ切る。
逃がさないわ。はあ、はっ。
いや。
Elation, hunt. Nah, whatever. You just skip it all.
退陣するときは慎重に機を待て。律令がごとく。
逃がさないわ。
好敵手に出会ったか。タッチ 切る
Let's see how much has accumulated.
亡者再臨。
人間は星空を掌握する欲望を隠さない。私もよ。蝶と共に散れ、スターレイファントム。
立ち切る
Ooh, 2,000 messages.
泣いてよここへ
人間は星空を掌握する欲望を隠さない。私もよ。いや、蝶と共に散れ、スターレイファントム。
陛下に慈悲なし
亡者再臨。
やっ、
泣いてよここへ立ち切る大事な
Yep, I'll grab this. Wait, why do I only have 3? I thought I was supposed to have 4. Or do I only get 3? I forget. Wait, this doesn't matter.
kill.
いや次蝶と共に散れスターレイファントム蝶と共に散れスターレイファントムやっはっはっ
いや陛下に慈悲なし
いや蝶と共に散れスターレイファントム
亡者再臨
次
泣いてよここへ
逃がさないわ 人間は星空を掌握する欲望を隠さない。私もよ。
タッチキル。
継承よ。蝶と共に散れ、スターレイファントム。
タッチキル。
逃がさないわ。
陛下に慈悲なし。
いや次、蝶と共に散れ、スターレイファントム。
亡者再臨。
やっ蝶と共に散れ、スターレイファントム。
公敵者相手よ、ここへ。
問題はない。
蝶と共に散れ、スターレイファントム。いい度胸ね。人間は星空を掌握する欲望を隠さない。私もよ。逃がさないわ。
天使を授けん。
大事な
亡者再臨。
人間は星空を掌握する欲望を隠さない。私もよ。
タッチキル。
継承よ。踊れ。どうだ。
かますな。
人間は星空を掌握する欲望を隠さない。私もよ。
タッチキル。
継承よ。いや逃がさないわ。やっ逃がさないわ。意識。蝶と共に散れ、スターレイファントム。
亡者再臨。
退陣するときは慎重に機を待てばいい。
発目して待とう。償いたまえ。亡者再臨。
人間は星空を掌握する欲望を隠さない。私もよ。蝶と共に散れ、スターレイファントム。
タッチキル。
いや
大丈夫、問題は大丈夫、問題はない。甘く見たな。天使を授けん。亡者再臨。
逃がさないわ。人間は星空を掌握する欲望を隠さない。私もよ。はっはっいや蝶と共に散れ、スターレイファントム。
泣いてよ、ここへ。タッチキル。
やっ
大事に。陛下に慈悲なし。傷だ。
厄介を避けん。亡者再臨。
逃がさないわ。人間は星空を掌握する欲望を隠さない。私もよ。
泣いてよ、ここへ。
亡者再臨。
逃がさないわ。
亡者再臨。亡者再臨。
Okay.
やっ
陛下に慈悲なし。タッチキル。
やっ蝶と共に散れ、スターレイファントム。
泣いてよ、ここへ。
Okay. We can grab this. Ah. No, I don't want to do the dice. Okay, yes, I do have 2 more left. So ideally, I just need to beat the boss. But will I get the ideal outcome? Very unlikely. But possible. Brajna boat.
僕がいるんだ。好きに戦うといい。
Let's hope for the best.
亡者再臨。
人間は星空を掌握する欲望を隠さない。私もよ。蝶と共に散れ。スターレイファン
タッチキル
トム。いっやっ。
大事
大丈夫、問題はない。
大事な
亡者再臨。
やっ。次逃がさないわ。
タッチキル大事なタッ
Should
チ
try to maybe take over once we get to third phase.
蝶と共に散れ。スターレイファントム。逃がさないわ。人間は星空を掌握する欲望を隠さない。私もよ。蝶と共に散れ。スターレイファントム。
タッチキル陛下に慈悲なし
逃がさないわ。やっ。蝶と共に散れ。スターレイファントム。
亡者再臨。
やっ。人間は星空を掌握する欲望を隠さない。私もよ。
天使を授けん。亡者再臨。
タッチキル泣いてよここへ大事
逃がさないわ。軽傷よ。人間は星空を掌握する欲望を隠さない。私もよ。
Okay, this is the last phase. Although, oof. Are we doing good?
やっ。あの世に送ってやる。楽にしてあげる。蝶と共に散れ。スターレイファン
Break
トム。
those little twigs.
やっ。
火を
楽にしてあげる。蝶と共に散れ。
Now, if I keep this one here, activated and not using it, that could save somebody.
もうじゃ再臨
Feel like I'm on a good track.
みたいなものよ。
立ち切る陛下に慈悲なし
He's got more branches.
厄
Ouch.
介を避け償いたまえ
しつこい。
Maybe I just target him and hopefully beat him down before they power him up. Yes! There we go.
目標を狙うほどこの鎌は速くなるのよ。
Nice. Okay, wait, go back. Grab this. And I want to look back at Blade. Let me pull up this Excel spreadsheet. Okay. So, let's start from the head. Is that an eyeball? Yeah, it's a prosthetic eye. Is there any new? There is one. So currently he's got critical damage and critical rate. The only way this could be better is if he had speed, HP percent, or HP. Nope, it's not better. For this one, he's got 3 good stats. If only it's perfect. Then, this is not perfect. This is not perfect. For this one, he's also got 3 stats. Only if it's perfect. He does not need attack percentage. This one has 2 stats. So HP. Nope. This one has 2 stats, but he also needs wind damage, specifically. Nope. And then this one, I'm specifically looking for a rope with HP percent. That is HP percent. Let's switch to this one. No matter what this thing has, at the very least it has HP percent. Okay, HP percent. Now for those substats, he does not need defense, he does not need attack percent, he does not need break effect, he does not need effect hit rate. So no good substats, hence the grade still remains as F. There we go. Now I technically need one more run for a simulated universe, just to max that out. But for today, this is it. Let's move on to Genshin Impact. In fact, let's remove morning stream and just say Genshin Impact 4.1. Now, I should have drops enabled. I haven't seen that working yet. I definitely specifically went back to the page where you register and double checked that I'm registered for the drops. And I am. But I have not seen it. Unless they've like changed the tags. But it somehow works differently. Hmm. Okay, drops are enabled. Haven't seen it on my page. Oh yes, there we go. It does work. There we go. Drops are working. I should have commissions for today. Ooh, my resin. Feels bad. Plus I get a few crystal flies as I jump into this guy.
剣女盤石。
逃げ道はよいしょソーランの憩いやい
I feel like ice would be useful here.
霹靂先陣。
裁きの怒
So I should probably start using Ayaka a little bit. Ooh, achievement. Okay. Got commissions to do, there's a bunch to do. There's also a story to do. Let me think. Real quick, I'll be right back. Actually, wait, let me put myself in here. Actually, maybe in here. Just so I can wait out the respawn of that boss. Okay. I'll wait here. And I'll be right back. And when I'm back, we'll just continue this game for quite a while. For most of today. Yes. I'll be right back. Check. Okay. Let's continue. We've got a few commissions. Let's just swim over there. Oh. Didn't... Like, before? Didn't we, like, lose the ability when we go out of the water? I didn't lose the ability. It's probably respawned, so let's go fight it again.
逃げ道はありません。せーっとはじけろ。へいおお
難攻不落。
見切りました。海のちぎりよ。やっほっ
剣女盤石。
火力はじけろ。
難攻不落。
裁きの雷。やっご安心を。ボンボン爆弾。
Nice.
剣女盤石。天理チョーク。
逃げ道はありません。よいしょ。ほい。へい。
Are we making coffee? He said something about milk. Ooh, apparently I got it right. Whoops. There we go. All the commissions done. Now I just need... what was it? Turn this stuff in. Wait, what is this? This adventure didn't pass the review either. I wonder what's wrong. Did someone not pass the guild review? A Hellion. I'm afraid this isn't really a guild affair, but a commission from the Fontaine Research Institute. I'm sure you've heard of the full name of Fontaine Research Institute is Fontaine Research Institute of Kinetic Energy Engineering. Before the explosion, it was the technological center of the entire court of Fontaine. The acronym is Freaky. I think I've heard of it before. Paimon remembers someone named Edwin made a mistake, and there was an explosion to the Fontaine Research Institute, right? A commission from a place that blew up once sounds dangerous. That is true. According to the Fontaine Research Institute, the commission is rather difficult, and not just for anyone. So those who want to give it a try must go to the specified location to undergo a series of qualification reviews, and they must prepare their own documents and certifications. Is an arrest warrant a document? I think it counts as an identification, but may not be something you want to submit. Anyway, have a list of documents that you must bring. The list includes a current and previous adventure handbooks, your commissions from the last 80 days, and more. Some of them even require stamps from the Mason Genshin. And that's not all. Even if adventurers have all the documents and proofs ready and arrive at the specified location to be reviewed, they will not be able to accept the commission if they fail just one item of the qualification review. If the adventurer is not willing to accept other work, arrangements, then they will be rejected. Sounds really strict. Yes, a lot of them went excitedly. What if I did electric voice? Yes, a lot of them went excitedly. Is that a voice? Check. Check. This does nothing. What about this?
Check. Yes, a lot of them went excitedly, only to return angry. This commission has become infamous that no one wants to review it anymore.
No, that's not, Catherine. That sounds challenging. You want to be reviewed? That would be a huge help. Don't get too excited. Thank you for lending the guild your aid. Please wait here while I get all required documents ready for you. Do you have a pen? Oh, don't worry. I'll go get a few bottles of ink. A few bottles? Is one not enough? I can't say, but don't worry. I'm very familiar with these documents, so just follow my instructions. First one, proof of your adventure qualifications. 1 30-day travel history and 1 registration of past and current adventure handbook serial numbers. Now for your commission history, income statement, commission evaluations, commission statistics, and average position ratings. For your resume, fill in your habitual residence, contact address, contact information, emergency contact, your current name, names you've used in the past, any pseudonyms and aliases that you use when you want to conceal your identity. Now you have to sign the good faith commitment, a notice of liability, a notice of obligation, and a notice of exemption and information release for legal purposes. And my writing hand is tired from just listening to this list of documents. Wow, that's a lot of documents. Sounds like America. Finally, so this commission is complete then. It hasn't even started. Palman didn't think this commission would be so troublesome. But if we don't go to the review, then we've wasted our time. Well then, leave this commission to you. I haven't even passed the qualification review yet. You'll be fine, I believe. As the receptionist of the Adventurers Guild, I know what you're capable of. If Fontaine Research Institute rejects you, then there's no one else in Fontaine who can take this commission. I'll mark the location on the map, go there and find someone named Das Desnos, who is stationed there and will guide you. Thank you again, you've done the guild a huge favor. If possible, I'd prefer to not have to stamp a single adventure qualification more. The way this is going, I'm going to wear the stamp out. Okay, now, this is what I wanted to do. I might, in fact, end the stream as soon as I'm done with the dailies. Go do some exercise. Take a shower. Then come back and continue Genshin Impact. Now to finish the dailies, I'm going to have to do the boss fight. Now I forget to turn on Ayaka. Whoops. Now we need one more. Let's go to my house. Really need a lot more of these. Just 2 more here. And we're good for the update stuff. I believe these should be done. Anything else that I'm missing? Requests and bounties, cheap out traveling salesman, card games, 3 boss fights, Leyland's domains. Oh wait, I almost forgot. Anything here? I don't feel like it. Do the normal one. Although first off, let's go to my face. Nice. I currently have 1 more pull. But I'll do that once I do the actual Genshin stream. Because I want to kind of keep the morning stream separate. Wait. Oh, I thought I saw those things reloaded. Okay. 1 more fight against this boss. Unless I want to do Baldur's Gate first, and then go back to Genshin. Maybe I'll do that. First Baldur's Gate, and then go back to Genshin.
逃げ道はありません。ここより弱め。はじけろ。ご助力を。海のちぎりよ。はっはっ見切ります。やあボンボン爆弾。よし。
Ah, I forgot to put I.
天道ここにあり。や
よっ。全部ドカーン。へい。ほい。はじけろ。はっご安心を。無我の境地。よい。やあ、よいしょ。ああ。
Okay, while I'm standing here, real quick, switch to. Ayaka.
よろしくおね。
Okay. I'll leave my character here. I'll be heading out. As in, I wanna go do some exercise a little bit. Then I'll take a shower and I'll be back. I'll probably first start with Baldur's Gate. Do some Baldur's Gate. Like, currently I'm fighting Orin. I feel like if I defeat Orin, then it's sort of like a challenge to the other dude. And then I fight the brain, is what my logic is. That's how it's going to go. Get all the 3 crystals, fight the brain. Hence, if that could be finished today, that'd be cool. So, let me try to finish it today. See you in a bit. Bye. That's it for the morning stream. And then, once I finish Baldur's Gate, hopefully finish Baldur's Gate before nighttime today, then I'll move on to back to Genshin Impact. And I'll start dissecting Genshin Impact. Bye.